Hello everyone, it's Steve with Aptera Owners Club. If you go to Aptera's website now, if you go to the vehicle configurator and you click on front wheel drive system, it says Launch Edition Aptera. So we know now that the Launch Edition Aptera is using the Vitesco EMR3 e-axle and it's front wheel drive only. They couldn't figure out a rear wheel drive system for it. And it makes sense because if you want, unless you get a hub motor in here, see, Aptera was designed to use hub motors, and this rear flange is very narrow, and there's not much, it's just barely wide enough to cover the wheel. And in order to do a traditional rear wheel drive system, like see, this is the Electromechanica Solo, they have a belt drive system, and they have a pulley on the side of the single rear wheel, which is the drive wheel. So the Electromechanica Solo was a rear wheel drive belt drive system, sort of like a motorcycle. And you see how wide that is? And that just would not fit in the Aptera. It just doesn't fit within the space of the rear wheel covers. So they couldn't make that work, and it's pretty clear that they're trying to, either with Elafe or someone else, they're trying to get a rear hub motor system worked out here, which will be the all-wheel drive system. And I think that there is some serious advantages to that, because if you do some calculations on how much power you need to drive the Aptera at highway speed, it requires surprisingly little power. And if you got a highly efficient, low power hub motor in the back, you could theoretically turn off the front wheels and disengage the drivetrain from the front wheels and have a single high efficiency, low power hub motor drive it on the highway. It would make for very, very efficient highway cruising. So I found this vehicle physics online calculator here. All right, so let's put in about 60 miles per hour, which is 100 kilometers per hour. You calculate propulsion power, it's 7 kilowatts. So 7,000 watts, which is 7 kilowatts. So if you put in 7 kilowatts here, that's only 9 horsepower. So you only need 9 horsepower to go about 60 miles per hour on a flat road with no headwind. So that you can see that's extremely, extremely low power. It'd be very easy to find a 10 horsepower hub motor. That would be very, very easy to do. Like there's probably, motorcycle hub motors that do that, or scooter hub motors that do that. Let's say you want to go faster. So let's say you have a lead foot, and so you go 80 miles per hour on the highway. So that's 128 kilometers per hour. So let's put 128. That's 12,000, so 12 kilowatts. That is 16 horsepower. So that's all the horsepower you need to go 80 miles per hour on a flat road with no headwind on the Aptera. Like if you found a 20 horsepower hub motor, it would handle most flat highway cruising without any assistance. And then if you got a lot of headwind, you're started going up a mountain, then you could kick the front motors back in and give the additional power while you're going uphill, and then go back to the single hub motor in the back for cruising. That would be highly, highly efficient. I think there's a lot of potential after the launch edition is over and they have all-wheel drive. I personally think the way Aptera should go is, instead of getting a powerful rear hub motor, they should get an efficient low power rear motor. Then you could have super high efficiency in highway cruising, which I think would be much better than having super high performance all the time. All right, the other thing I wanted to calculate is, since we know that Vitesco, so for the launch editions, we know it has a continuous horsepower of 50 kilowatts. What's the max speed an Aptera could obtain with 50 kilowatts? Okay, so 225. Okay, so 223 kilometers. That's 138 miles per hour. Now that's probably a little bit ambitious. Theoretically, with these constraints of flat road, no headwind, continuous 50 kilowatt with Aptera's weight of 1,000 kilograms, you could theoretically hit 130 miles per hour. That shows you that although 67 horsepower seems low, it's quite a bit of horsepower if you have a very, very slippery car. once you change like road gradients, like the maximum road gradient in the US interstate system is about 6% in mountainous areas. So if you do that, the power requirement goes up significantly. So you're not going to be able to hold 138 up a hill. You could definitely hold 80 miles per hour up a hill. Because 128, that only requires 34 kilowatts, even up a hill. So if you're going up the maximum hill with like a 30 mile per hour headwind, you could maintain 80 miles per hour with this Vitesco motor. That's very good. I will put a link to this calculator in the description below. Let me know what you think Aptera should do. Should they get a powerful rear hub motor when they convert to the all-wheel drive system and get more performance, or should they go with an efficient, low-power hub motor and just get better highway cruising efficiency? I vote for the latter. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.